Hey guys, Alex here, HANashville.com. Got a special guest with me today, my buddy Rich from the Wrap Lab. Rich, I've tried this over and over, and I try to pronounce your last name. I do it in my head sometimes. Is it Novia, Novia, Nokia? No.
It's Novia.
Novia.
Believe it or not, it's actually Spanish for fiance, but I don't think I look Spanish at all.
No. Looking at you, I would say like lumberjack-ish.
Yeah. Very Nashville trendy, let's put it
Right,
that way.
right. Not, but in a good way, not skinny jeans, Nashville trendy in a bad way. You know, like big, tough Viking looking.
Yeah, I'll take that.
Okay, perfect. Like I would expect horns to be.
Yeah.
I could see you with a helmet with horns on it.
Yeah, I was a Viking for Halloween.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's my go-to.
There we go. And then I got the millennial here, as always, Mr. Jim Springer. Thanks for being on, Jim.
Thank you.
So, Rich, I know you run a very successful company. I've had work done with you. The wraps on the back window of my car, my truck, the blackout, which looks incredible on the BMW, the custom logo, and all the stuff you've done. You do it with extreme high quality. I know it's not something you just started doing yesterday. What's the name of your company? Kind of give me some background on what it is you guys do there.
Yeah, so the name of my company is the Wrap Lab. We are in Nashville, obviously right here. And we just, right now, I started doing vinyl graphics and graphic design like 12 years ago. And I loved it so much, and I wanted to make some stickers for my dirt bikes. I used to race motocross and stuff, and
Sweet.
I didn't like anything that we did, so I started to design that stuff and try to open up my own company a couple times. Obviously crashed and burned in a couple different business ventures. But
Like the Bill Gates of stickers?
Yeah, that's exactly it, man, yeah. And, I just ended up finding the right path to do the Wrap Lab, and it was started out, I wanted to wrap Lamborghinis and Ferraris and just do awesome stuff.
Right.
And it's just evolved so much from there that we do so much different things now. So I love what we do and how we do it.
Awesome. Yeah. Dude, you guys do incredible work. Everybody that's seen the work that you've done, they're taken back by it. I'm a detail guy. And for me to look and say, man, this is awesome, there's no question. Not to mention Jeff. We all know Jeff is super, super anal about anything, and he's impressed by your work.
Well, that's really good. That's good.
Yeah, and the word of mouth travels far. That's the biggest thing is, letting people know, hey, this guy knows what he's doing means a lot. I've had a lot of people ask, hey, where'd you get your wrap done? Where'd you get this done? Where'd you get that done? And I'm a raving fan of yours because of that. Because if your quality sucked, I would never recommend you to anybody.
I'm rarely ever very happy with, like, mentally what we do, right? Because I always feel like we can do better.
Right.
But to hear that, it's really cool.
Well, and I think that's with all of us. When we're passionate about something, we always feel like we can do better. And most of the time, our clients are just blown away by the type of work we're doing.
I hope so. I mean, 99% of my business right now is definitely word of mouth.
Yeah.
And I'm so lucky and so blown away every time somebody else recommends me for what we do. I think that's awesome.
Right. You've created what we call raving fans.
I like that.
Yeah.
Take it.
Take it all day. So, I know you said you got into it from dirt bike racing. Obviously, I got into dirt bikes. I think I raced twice. I was horrible. I think the first race I got 18th out of 21, and the second one 19th out of 21, and I was exhausted.
Yeah, I got to be in shape, dude.
Yeah, I was in shape at the time. I hadn't been this fat my whole life.
Yeah, no, me neither. Me neither.
But it's, we were on a dry track. You're sucking in that dirt.
Yep.
I was on the line. You can't hear your dirt bike. You can hear everyone else's dirt bike. And I opened it up and just dumped the clutch. I Supermaned on the back of it. I was up in there doing wheelie. Then finally came back down. I went over the first tabletop. And after that, everyone just went, they're gone.
I've been riding for years. And 1 year I qualified for Loretta Lynn's, the
Nice.
national down here.
Nice.
But I never went. And then I was a huge Travis Pastrana fan. We're all around the same age, so coming up, that stuff was awesome, and I wanted to get into freestyle because that was the cool thing to do. And I broke my back.
Ooh.
And so that ended my career on that.
Yeah.
And it was motorcycles and artwork, which is totally the weird. I was like an art nerd in high school and went to school, and I've studied art all over Europe. So I spent time over there for that stuff, but then I would come back and thrash, what they would call it, on my dirt bike, and then finally I just had to choose something that I thought was actually going to be a legit career path.
Yeah, it's that adrenaline, and I think you still get that same adrenaline. For me, I don't get that adrenaline out of mortgages. I've never driven past the house and be like, bro, I financed that house, check it out. you know?
Yeah.
But there's that adrenaline, because you work on some really high-end cars, too. I've seen some cars just cars you see in calendars and magazines sitting in your shop.
Yeah, it's a problem because now I got to make enough money to get them now.
Exactly, but at least you get to see them. You see a flat black Lambo and you say, I wrapped that.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely, that is so cool. The idea now is, how do you get your own?
Right. That's very true. Now I've seen you guys do box trucks. You did box trucks for my buddy Dustin Black Tie Movers.
Yep.
You do window prefs, or what do they call them?
The window perforated films
Perf,
and stuff.
yeah. I think I called it something. My buddy Michael, he works over here at one of the tent places, and I called it something funky, and he said, no, it's called perfs. I think I called it like a wrap or something.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm starting a new trend of what I'm calling it.
That's all that matters.
Right. So you do just about anything.
Yeah. We do anything from commercial. Half of our business is business to business. Your commercial advertising wraps, advertising campaigns, we do storefronts, everything, and then the other half is the real Wrap Lab, is like we call it, right? Which is just making cars look nasty. You know?
Or little cars. I got a little Tundra in the front that you guys did.
That,
and by the way, my kids love that. They've driven it. My daughter drove it once out in the parking lot with my son in it, and they just loved it. She didn't want to stop driving. I had to pretend like the battery went dead and just shut it off. But dude, they were out here driving around. You know that thing plays music.
Yeah,
They're listening to A, B, C, D.
Oh my God. You drive it too, right?
No, not yet. Are you kidding me? I'd break that thing.
Come on, man. You'll get in it.
I probably will. It depends on how many beers I have.
Yeah,
you know?
there you go. Yeah.
Now, okay, so funky stuff. Can you guys wrap drones?
Yeah.
Can you
absolutely.
wrap fish tanks?
We've done. I've actually done fish tanks.
Really?
I actually have done the inside of a fish tank from
That's
the outside.
crazy.
If you backlight it and stuff.
Yeah.
We've wrapped crazy stuff. I've wrapped a bunch of drones. We do. I've wrapped wheels. We wrap baby helmets. I actually, selfless plug, I will wrap any kid's baby helmet for free.
Really?
You know the cranial helmets?
Yeah.
So,
oh, that's awesome, dude.
I do those because I think like the kids, they're young. They probably, they have to wear a helmet.
Right.
I think that's tough.
Yeah.
And so I'll make them look like aviator helmets. We've done them where they look like the Titans helmets, Prez helmets.
That's so sick.
Yeah,
dude.
we're doing a couple right now for a couple of different families, but I'll do those all the time. So.
And that's awesome that you do that, because as a business owner myself, giving back to the community, I think, is one of the best things that we can do, because not everyone's came from great beginnings, things like that, but we all have some passion. My passion is veterans, your passion may be different things, but the fact that you'll reach out and say, you know what, if your kid has to wear a helmet, we'll make it look like a badass helmet.
Yeah.
You know,
absolutely.
which is incredible, man.
We try to help a lot of municipal departments, like the police department, the fire departments. We'll letter up their trucks, and we've done their cars and stuff.
Nice.
And I try to do it at a discounted price, especially volunteer fire departments, things like that. So that's my way to give back right now.
Can you make the police ones like a bright orange dot so I can see them sitting on the side?
Yeah. We're gonna try to make them a little bit more recognizable.
Right, exactly.
They're getting gnarly, man. You get the black ones, and they put the black reflective, and you don't see it till you're getting pulled over.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brentwood Police Department for getting that stuff.
There we go. Hey, the biggest thing is this: if you're not breaking the law, it doesn't really matter what they look like, anyways.
100% agree.
Speeding every now and then, maybe other people do that. I would never break the law by speeding.
Yeah, never.
Only in Mexico.
Right.
So it sounds like you have a ton of passion when it comes to this. What are some things that maybe aren't your favorite things?
Man, sometimes I necessarily don't always like the relying on the fact that some of the vinyl and stuff is, the longevity and how long it lasts. The durability is a lot of times out of our control. Obviously, you'll have your people out there, let's say, if you install it properly, it's fine. But we've had some issues and things like that. I really don't like not hitting the mark with the client, regardless. Right. I think that's my biggest pet peeve, or what I dislike about it the most, is when somebody comes to me and they say, Rich, we really want to rebrand our business, we want to do all this stuff, and we want to wrap our windows and all that stuff. And out of the gate, we're just not vibing. And I think that that's the hardest part, being an artist at heart, is getting what's in the client's head
on paper.
Onto paper.
On
I think that's
sticky stuff.
Yeah, that's every designer, their problem and challenge at heart. So sometimes not hitting it, that's the toughest part.
And I can see that, because you have a desire to please the client, and when you're not meeting that expectation, there's always those fillers, like, what type of company do you have? Obviously, if I have a sporting good related company, I'm going to want something sporting goods related on my logo or whatever it may be. But sometimes you get random companies like mine. The AJ Nashville thing, it's what do you want? I want an A and a J. If somebody was to actually try to figure out what I wanted for an actual brand, if it was different than that, it would be difficult. And
Yeah.
I'm a very hard person to please when it comes to those things.
How many
But
times we have the conversation, dude, what do you think looks good? I'm like, damn. Dude,
yeah.
I don't know, bro. You know, and you're like, you do though. You got to figure it out.
Right.
Like, here's my car, figure it out.
Yep.
So,
Well, that's an expectation thing, because here's the thing. You want to talk about finances? I got you.
Yeah.
You want to talk about marketing? I got you. You want to talk about graphic stuff? Like, you can give me 10 colors of paint and say, paint this wall, whichever's going to look the best. And you're going to have 10 colors on your wall, because I'm going to be like, all these look good.
Right,
you know?
right.
But I could see where you're coming from, because we rely on certain professionals to be able to bring our thoughts to the table. And you're really good at it. I mean,
I appreciate
you don't, I think you're very humbled when people say that, and that's fine. But my back window of my car, when I said, hey, what do you think about this? And you just brought it together and brought it to light, and you got an idea of what I was looking for, and you made as many adjustments as I needed to make sure it was perfect.
Yeah.
You know, they looked uniform, both the car and the truck, two totally different types of windows. One's curved, the other one's flat, one's tall, the other one's not.
Yeah.
You know, but they both look great in perspective. When you're behind the vehicle, you can tell the message I'm trying to send.
That was the goal.
Absolutely, you nailed it. The thing is with that is I could get where it would become difficult when somebody comes in and has no idea what they want. But in their head there's an idea, but then you go to deliver and the idea is the exact opposite of what was ringing in their head, but they don't know how to express it.
I think we spend most of our time educating clients, and I think that's probably the best thing you can do for your business is educate the people who visit and frequent your business. A lot of times people try to put their message so much on there. They want all their website content
Right.
on a vehicle
It's
wrap
overwhelming.
or on a on your windows or a billboard or whatever we put your brand on. And sometimes simple is the best and to the point, you know.
Right.
And so trying to convince people that they don't need pictures of their kids, you know, and it's tough.
Realtors, you don't
Dude,
need pictures of yourself.
That's
Right.
huge, man. I mean, that's you hit on the head, man.
But
tough.
that's normal. I think it's something that's dated all the way back to like the day cameras were invented. Realtors are like, those things take pictures. Let's put them on cards.
Yeah, how do you break that? But I think a great tip for somebody like a realtor would be change the way you do it.
Yeah.
And you could actually stand
Stand
out.
out.
Everybody's seen a Remax car with the agent on the side or
Yep.
this and that. You know, you see the Parks cars, all this stuff. Like a good friend of mine, you know, Tom Murray works at Parks and he hangs his license at Parks. But the way he does his marketing is awesome through social. It's not a lot about him. I mean, he builds his brand, but it's
Right.
not the traditional realtor stuff. And he's
Yep.
so successful because he's broken out of that. So I
Yep.
love when we are able to help people break out of that. You know?
Well, and the big thing is too, for example, the realtor. People go to a realtor because they want to buy a home.
Yeah.
They're aware of that. But people go to people that they like. Because let's face it, if you and I had to sit in the car together for 4 hours, I think we'd get along just fine. But if it was a person that had opposite beliefs than we have, we probably wouldn't. And that's the people that people want to do business with.
Yeah.
People enjoy working with people they like.
And headshots are creepy, dude.
They
Let's
are
be real, right? Like,
Well, and
come on, man.
dude, you know how long I catfish people with my headshot? Like my headshot I used to have on my signature. I was in shape. I was younger,
Yeah.
and people are like, "You didn't look like this."
Yeah.
I'm like, "Do you want money or you want me to look good?"
Yeah. You know, but I do. I think sometimes when it looks so fake, like it almost looks staged. And I think
Yeah.
that people nowadays they buy from people they trust. I think we're getting back to that. You know,
See, I think, and I challenge a realtor. If a realtor will do this, I will pay for 500 of your business cards. If you will take a picture with like your children running around in the background, and you're just kind of pulling your hair,
Yeah.
and put that on your business card, I will pay for some business cards because I think that'd be hilarious.
dude, a living room shot of you and your family, like
Right.
not stage, just
Right.
like a YouTube video or something,
Yeah.
would be awesome. And
Well,
if
and
you did that, it'd be
digital has taken over some of the business cards.
good. Oh, it is.
But I feel like there's a quality there when you hand somebody something of content of nice quality
Yeah.
that's nicely prepared, nicely made. This business card, for example,
Yeah.
if I hand you that, you can tell it's durable.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Thick,
right.
you know,
And-
trying to peel it apart because it looks like it's two.
Exactly. You're like, you give me too many.
Yeah,
I'm like,
yeah. Yeah.
But
Get the good stuff.
that's when a designer, when somebody that can do some of the things that you do, when that person steps in the picture and makes this come to life, that's the difference. You know. The other thing that I want to focus on is, do you guys just do wraps? Do you guys do vinyl siding?
Yeah.
Signs. I mean, tell me a little bit about some of the other products.
Just really quickly, imagine if I could wrap your whole house. That'd be amazing, wouldn't it?
That'd be awesome.
Right.
I would wrap my whole house like.
A trap house.
That'd be like that's what it would look like. That would be awesome, dude. Like
Turn
like
it to
a crackhead.
bando. Yeah, dude. Yeah, you know, ironically, when I started the Wrap Lab, we just wanted to do wraps. And
Yeah.
That was like my passion was vehicle wraps. But
Right.
as you know, in everybody's business, it starts to evolve and change.
Mm-hmm.
And my like real inner passion has become like satisfying for me is like finding people, serving their needs, right?
Right.
Like, so it was cool to wrap a bunch of Lambos and stuff, and we've done that, and I feel like I've conquered that, and there's only so many things you can do for that. But every time a business comes to me and says, Rich, we want to do, the storefront now in our business, or we're growing, or we want to do one plumbing vehicle, and then now we're going to do 5 because we've grown, and they come back and say, man, this wrap, we look good when we go places now. Like, that really that like satisfies everything who I am, I think, as a person. And there's that like essentially servant leadership involved in helping people build their branding. So now we do everything from your vehicle wraps to graphic design, signage. I'll help with, banner ads, internet ads. We got designers on staff. But anything that has to do with like marketing materials, from yard signs, obviously we can do real estate signs, things like that. I built some awesome stuff down in Old Franklin with some exterior channel letter signs. And so pretty much anything that you would consider. I don't want to be a sign company. Right. But we don't also like a standard digital graphic design agency. So I kind of took the two and put it together. And that's really what I love to do. So that's what we do now.
Well, and quality, the thing is I've seen cars, you see I call them breakfast vans. Yeah. And they got the logos on the side, and you tell they picked them up from like Lowe's, and they stuck each individual sticker, and it's leaning downwards. I would never call that person. And the reason why is if you can't put a damn sign on the side of your car, why would I let you fix my plumbing?
We actually, a funny story quickly, is I worked at an old company that used to do signage and stuff. Right. And they just never wrapped the van. I don't know why. We were a van wrap company and stuff. I don't know why they didn't do it. We showed up to the actual school and with nothing on there, and the school do some signage, and the teachers shuttled all the kids inside like we were there to just I just might as well have had free candy. Right,
so. Exactly, and that's the big thing is knowing that when you have stuff like that that's done properly. When you have stuff like that looks good, it's appealing, it's something that a person looks at and they see it with quality. It's kind of like I do these shirts, like what Jim's wearing. Yeah. The shirts and thank you so much for picking those up. That was awesome. Dude. I was like, Jeff, go down and pick up those shirts. They're at, wait, Rich is coming here. They're like 3 doors down from him. I'll call Rich and see if he can do it.
Shout out to the dudes at Twine, by the way.
Oh, dude.
Brandon and those guys are so good.
Love those guys,
John and Brandon, they kill it, man. I love their stuff.
They do.
They do all of our t-shirts.
I send them all my business. I've probably done over 600 shirts maybe with them. Yeah. Koozies, you name it, those guys. John lives in my neighborhood. Yeah. So it's awesome because I'll drive in and every now and then I'll see this Twine truck coming out. And, they do everything awesome. Did you wrap their truck?
Yeah.
Dude, their truck is sick.
They designed it. It was a cool collaboration. They designed it, and we installed and printed and installed. So
dude, that's so awesome.
Those are the type of relationships I love to do. Those guys, I love seeing their success. And sometimes I feel like, growth-wise, I'm chasing John and Brandon, but that's a good thing to chase. That's a
good set of guys to chase. But here's the thing. So here's what's crazy. If you look at your sphere of people that you know, okay, you know a lot of successful businessmen that have built business based on their beliefs or what they like to, like John and Brandon, they built their business, if I remember correctly, and it was a college thing that they did, and they put together a business, you know. You're chasing your dream of arts plus being able to satisfy and be able to serve people and build a brand and everything else. And then you have like Dustin Black, the best moving experience. I mean, he grew up, his dad had a moving company, and he grew up, and now he's got one of the top moving businesses in the nation.
That guy's on like a whole other level, man.
Oh, you want to talk about levels? Like, this dude is like on Super Mario Brothers level 8.3, and we're over here on like 4.0.
On like a weekly basis, I think about shooting him like a Facebook message because we're friends on Facebook to just say like, dude, how much would it cost me to like shadow you for 2 days? But I probably don't make enough money. So
here's the thing with Dustin. Dustin is a super, super nice guy. Yeah, he is. And he's very humble and he's very laid back. Like, I've had lunch with Dustin before, and he'll show up after going to the gym in Under Armour shirt. He's just a super laid back guy, but he knows what he's doing. And that's the biggest thing. That's just like you. That's just like Brandon. That's just like John. All those guys, you can pick up the phone. Chris Robinette, financial planner. He's the same way. That dude is a beast when it comes to helping people. Yeah. But he's the type of guy that you can pick up and say, hey, man, let's go have a beer together.
I love that, man. I think people like you and I, we get to spend time to architect that kind of relationship in your world. I don't think I just stumbled across these people. Like, I sought these people out. Right. Like this right here, I sought this out, right? I was like, dude, help me start my own podcast. And you're like, well, come on mine first. Yeah. Right? Like, that's the way to do it.
And the whole point of that is so you learn how the structure and the flow and everything else. And then the biggest thing is just doing it. Yeah. So my very first podcast that I did, it was about a scenario where an agent had treated a client very wrong. And I was getting messages like crazy, like, hey, you work with this person, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, shit, what's going on? So I investigated and I was like, screw it. I've been wanting to do a podcast all year.
Yeah.
Boom, I'm doing one.
Yeah.
And literally that was my first one. The rest of it snowballed downhill.
Sure.
You just have to have that right feeling, have the equipment sitting there, and the right feeling comes and you just, sit down, boom, shoot it. And then the rest of it comes natural. But you have to be consistent.
Yeah.
And you follow enough.
Business is key, man.
It is. It's huge. That's the only measurable result that you really have is your performance. What you do, what you put into it, and what the outcome is, you can look at it and say, okay, I continue to do this. This is what comes out. If I tweak this, can I get more?
If I can only do that with my fitness, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh.
I do that with fitness every now and then. I know if I go to the gym every day, I'll be healthy.
Yeah.
I don't go to the gym every day.
Dude, yeah.
I know how I'm going to be.
my wife's a personal trainer, and she's just a huge fitness nut. And so she's helped me lose like 40 pounds, but still, I'm like, it's like really, I don't know.
Do you go to, where do we go?
Anytime Fitness.
See, I work out anytime.
Okay, I got a
Spring
membership
Hill,
there
right?
too.
Yeah, see, I have memberships at all the gyms in Spring Hill.
Right.
Because I live right there, but I also have like a full CrossFit gym in my house. I have like a 4-car garage.
Yeah.
And so I literally 1.5 full bays of my garage. It's like a legit gym. And I still will go to the gym or not. Or I open the door and I look at it and I'm like, not today.
Do you have kids?
I have no kids.
Dude, do you want to have kids?
You know what? That's a weird. I don't know.
Okay,
My wife and I. No, it's just we thought about it, but like, dude, that's a whole nother podcast, right? But it's
yeah,
like,
exactly. That was deeper.
Dude, sometimes I think that like the world is just not ready for me. I don't want to put kids in the world, dude.
Right, right.
Like it's because of you guys. No, I'm just kidding, dude.
They're millennials.
I'm kidding. No.
No, the biggest thing with that though is you think you don't have time now. Wait till them little bastards are running.
Yeah,
around,
man,
dude.
and I admittedly am a selfish person with my time.
Yeah.
And I do like to plan. I like to be ahead of things, and so sometimes I look back and say, am I an ideal father? In
Right.
the sense that, like, do I want kids or do I want a Lamborghini? And not all of us can be like a Dustin Black.
I was gonna say he's got both.
He's got a bunch of kids, and so he's the Lambos and Rolls.
Right.
Like, dude, that maybe in time, but right now I grind. I mean, man, I work 7 days a week. I feel like I don't have to tell you, it's never, my cell phone's never off.
Yeah.
I'm always on it, or I'm always doing something, and I have to plan my day by the hour, and I think that's the only way, listening to guys like Gary Vee, and he's like, if you got 15 minutes, you should be using it to hustle. And so I feel like that right now.
There's a balance though. I really believe there is. Now the thing, like Ryan Steuben, buddy of mine and buddy of Dustin Black's, he's an excellent sales coach. He knows his shit, knows his brand, he knows all that stuff. But he'll even tell you, you got to have a balance where he spends time with his kids, but he spends a lot of time building an empire. Why? Because you build it now and you don't have to build it later.
Yeah.
So delegation of duties is another thing, which you're starting to grow to the point where you need to, hey, I need this guy to do this. A production manager, like you said, you hired someone. Is it going to cost you more money initially? Yes, but you're going to make more money in the future because it frees up your time.
And that's it. It's finding better time management for me. I think, I'm a couple years behind the guys I'm chasing in that sense, right? So,
but that's okay.
I'm still exactly.
Right.
But I love the process, dude.
Right.
I think that's like my favorite part about business in general. Like, the hell with what exactly I do for business. I just think business in general.
Yeah.
I love the process. I love the learning. I love taking the loss and learning from that.
Yep.
And moving on from it. And I feel like one day I'll get where I want to be.
Right.
But I just got to keep getting at it, and
it takes time.
It's just learning. It's learning.
Well, and like you said, you failed at a couple of businesses initially, and that's okay because failure is part of the success ingredient.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you failed and I failed and Dustin failed and everyone else everybody that's failed has done so for a reason. It's not about how many times you fail; it's what you take from it and how you grow from it.
Dude, absolutely.
I
think that's exactly what it is.
It is, and my big thing, I do mortgages. I don't get excited like you do and be like, oh man, check out this. I just did this. I'm not like, oh dude, check out this FHA loan. I just did this in 7 days.
Your projects have zeros
right.
on it compared to mine, So.
They have zeros on it, but they also have...
It comes with a price.
Yeah, the blood pressure medicine.
Absolutely.
But one thing I find that I think is a common ground with a lot of us is that, you're on your phone, you're grinding, you're trying to field calls, you're always there. Meeting you the first time, you're extremely approachable, you're kind about it, you educate. And that's something a lot of places don't do. You walk in and say, hey, will you print this on a piece of paper for me, or will you put this on the back of my vehicle? They say, sure, they give you a number, you drop it off, you're done. You're more educational, like, hey, we do this color because this is what it does, and over time, this is what it will happen. Here's how you need to care for it. Like we talked about, a buddy of ours, Josh, that runs another mortgage company. He runs People's Home Equity. all the details into taking care of his flat white wrap that you did,
Yeah.
which was incredible.
Yeah.
And I'm not a GMC fan, but that thing was
bad,
sick,
though,
dude.
His
That thing
truck's
was
bad,
awesome.
you know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's everywhere.
Yeah,
I
it
see
is.
it all over the place. As a matter of fact, it was just in a couple of promotional videos for, I think like LED Concepts. They just did like a whole video and used his.
I need to get my truck and
Dude,
stuff
yeah,
like
you do,
that.
you do. I think education is businesses in general. They just don't spend enough on educating their clients.
Right.
I get that all the time. I can tell you, I've probably won 50% of my business on a daily basis that I win. The person will tell me, "Man, we're going to go with you because I called everywhere else,
Yeah.
and you took the time to explain to me what services you're going to offer and why you do that." Most people
Right.
just take your money, drop it off, I'll wrap it. Well, dude, you can't wrap your car like this because do you leave it outside? Do you park it inside? You know,
Tree
like
sap and all that other stuff.
I actually take the time to pre-qualify,
Yep.
much like you do with mortgages. I pre-qualify my clients if the services that we offer fit them,
Right.
and I probably turn more business away than I take in. But I think it's the right thing to do.
It keeps your reputation healthy too.
Yeah, and I find every time I do the right thing by somebody, they tell two friends, and that's that word of mouth. We come
Yes.
right back around to
Yes.
it, right? Where,
So a very similar situation. I'm doing a mortgage for a pretty high profile fitness trainer right now, and he was recommended to me by a buddy of mine in Maryland, who had a buddy of his that knew me. A big circle. Basically, I have people in Maryland that know what I do, and they said, "Hey, talk to my buddy Alex
Yeah.
down in Nashville." The same thing. I got it when I was getting ready to get off the phone with him. Mind you, this guy knows numbers. He owns his own business. He's
Yeah.
got his own podcast. He's got a bunch of things going for him. And he said, "Man, you were the only person I talked to that actually broke it down and educated me." He's like, "There's no question. That's why I'm going with you."
Yeah.
You know, but the educational piece, because it's scary. You go drop. I don't even know what a wrap costs. $2, $3, $4, $5,000.
Yeah, it can be up. That's the range. It's get up there.
You drop that to somebody and you have no idea how to care for it, no idea what the outcome's going to be, no
Yeah.
idea if it's sitting outside is going to be worse for it than it's sitting inside. Like I asked you, I said, "Hey, can I wash my car with this wrap on there?" And you're like, "Yeah, it's good."
Right.
Those are questions that run through people's heads after they leave.
Yeah.
And by that time, the door's closed, the lights are off, and nobody's answering the phone. So
Yeah,
what
well,
happens?
what we do are high ticket items too.
Right.
It's not like I'm selling a candy bar or I'm selling a TV at Best Buy, right? Like you're
Yeah.
coming in, you're dropping thousands of dollars with me, whether you're a business or whether business tickets. Our average business ticket is anywhere from $5,000 to $10,000.
Yeah.
Right. You think about what a mortgage costs. We're already talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
Oh, yeah.
like I'm going to give you. You're going to give me your money, and I'm going to give you something, and then just turn my hands. Like that's not the way we roll. You know
Right.
what I mean,
Right.
Granted, it's the digital age, dude. Like if a customer calls me on Sunday, like I answer my phone on Sundays. My wife doesn't always love it, right? But she,
Right.
God bless her, man. She
Keeps bills paid.
knows. She knows. She's like,
Yeah.
you got a text message from a client, right?
Right.
She's got
Answer
my-
that shit.
Yeah, right. She's got my back, dude. So
Yeah.
like, I'll answer people. Hey, what happened to my wrap? This happened. Okay, cool, man.
Right.
So I think the combination of being open, honest, and educating them, mixed with the fact that we're easily accessible, and we actually will call you a couple months after your wrap, or any work that we've done. We'll drop into the storefronts I've built in downtown Franklin and say, "Hey, is everything cool?
Yeah.
Do you have any issues? Is anything peeling? Is any of the architectural branding we put up, is that coming off?" Dude, you just can't beat that. Service.
It's unbeatable
driven, man.
service. And the thing is that's what keeps a company growing. I'd rather do business with a local company, support, once again, we go into Brandon and John.
Yeah.
I picked them because they were here in Franklin, so they were here in Franklin. They were doing some good work from what I saw. You've got a guy in your building that I've done business with, and then yourself. And I like to keep my money local because I know that helps. You don't have children, but it helps a kid go to daycare, or
Yeah.
it helps keep your lights on, or
It does.
whatever it is.
It does. I have all employees with kids.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I look at it and I'm like, dude, I'm putting food on their table.
Yep.
They rely on me. I rely on guys like you to come in and be a patron of my business.
Yeah, and we talked about that before. It's a heavy weight. Like most people don't realize that for people like you and I, and I'm sure like Dustin and all those guys, it's a heavy weight to know that you have to make sure there's enough business coming in the front door to keep your employees paid.
Yeah.
Because it's our responsibility as business owners to make sure, like in my case, my Jeff, make sure he has a job. If I don't come to work and if I just want to slack off, Jeff's not going to have a job, which means I've now made him homeless, poor, whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
In your case, you've got Ian, you've got
Felix.
and that's a cool cat, dude. I like Felix.
He's a good dude, and you know that guy is. I mean, I'm lucky. I don't feel like I can find the people that I found. I just don't think that
Yeah.
a lot of them are out there like that, and I'm so lucky
true.
to have found them. I don't know if it's just because I've created a good work environment. I like to think that I'm a part of it, but I'm also there's some luck involved in that, I think.
There is. I mean, I was fortunate, like with Jeff. You know, he's OCD. He every now and then he'll get on my nerves. We have our little. It's like boyfriend girlfriend. Hashtag no homo. But
Yeah, I get it. Yeah,
it's the same thing, and we
Ian
have
and I,
that. Yeah,
we would kill each other on a daily. Like, you
Oh,
know,
yeah.
you talk about Orange County choppers, like that's joking around, like
Right.
that's, Paul Tuttle's junior and senior, like that's
Yep.
Ian and I sometimes, but
it's what a business thrives off.
you
of,
need
though.
it though.
Right,
You need it
you
because
do
he
because
puts me
there's
in check,
passion. Yep.
And I think right now a lot of people, that's my big qualm with finding employees right now is I find a lot of hard time finding people who want to work hard, and that's the
hard to find
toughest
anyway.
part. Is I think everybody right now wants to run their own business.
Right.
And I can tell you this on a daily basis, like I don't think I would wish my life
Right.
on anybody that actually works with me
Yeah.
or for me or
I'm the same
around me
way.
because I'm 24/7, man. Like
Yeah.
people want to go home, they want to go chill with their girlfriend, boyfriend, hang out, do whatever.
I want to make money.
They want to, yeah, but they want to do the same thing. They want
Right.
to make money, but dude, no one's in there with me on Saturdays, and no one's in there in the
Exactly.
shop. I go in,
Exactly.
I'll sweep the floors. I'm the CEO of the company,
Yeah.
but I'm sweeping floors on Sundays. You know what I mean? And
But
that's
see,
not
it's
the
a
way it needs
pride
to be.
thing. You know why you're sweeping floors? Because that's yours.
Well,
That's
when
your
the guys
baby.
come in on Monday,
It's
they're like,
clean,
dude,
it's
who
done.
swept the floors? And I'm
Yeah.
like, I swept the floor. I'm proving to the guys who work for my company that I'm not too good to do their job.
Right. Well, and I've seen you wrap vehicles on your own. You're
Yeah.
doing stuff on your, and that's the thing. Like with Jeff, even he knows there's nothing I would ask him to do that I wouldn't do myself.
Huge key, man.
It is.
I've worked for people who will tell you you should do this job in this amount of time.
Right.
I saw it on YouTube.
Right.
Dude, get your ass in the back here and you wrap this car in 3 hours.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can't, I'm a firm believer that
If you can't do it-
I can do everything in my shop
Yep.
and in my business, from design to answering the phones, right down to everything, as good, if not better, than everybody in my shop. And at the same
Mm-hmm.
sense, I love that because I can coach them and help them.
Yep.
And as long as I can facilitate it, they're happy. I love that, man. I love that about my business.
It is. It's something that it shows pride. It shows leadership. Leaders always lead from the front.
I love that.
In a way, if you look at wolves, they lead differently. Blah blah. Everyone can be like, no, wolves
No,
lead
but
from the middle of the pack.
The concept is the same, right?
Right.
Like there's tons of those memes, right, out
Yeah.
there with the dude and one guy's on top getting pulled like the Pharaoh style, and the
Right.
other guys are in the front pulling, right? Like
Yep.
I like to think that I'm right up in there with my team.
Yeah.
And I don't even call them employees. Like to me, we're a team.
Teammates.
I hate it when people call me the boss. Like, oh, you're the owner.
Right.
I kind of cringe at that still. It still hasn't set in. It's been years, but I don't like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's a formality to be a CEO. I'm
Yeah.
just the dumb guy who put my name on the business and
Did
the
a damn
building.
good job
That's
doing
it.
I mean, how do you think I feel? I'm,
Right.
I'm the same way. I'm just a guy that's the thing, like consistency. You continue to do it. You continue to grow. You continue to treat people well. You build raving fans. And I love that verbiage of raving fans. What's his name? Jim Crum. I can't even think of his name right now. Gary Vee talks about it. Just about every high-profile, successful person talks about it. And the thing is, you said it a couple times with, I'm not on Dustin's level. I'm not on this, but we surround ourselves with people who are in a position we desire to be in.
Yeah.
Because we find, and what I've found is those people that have grown desire to help other people grow.
Dude, find 5 people that are millionaires to be the 6th one. Right?
Yeah,
They say
exactly,
that, right?
exactly.
So I'm trying to level up on that level, man.
Yep, it happens. So, well, I know you got a ton of stuff to do today. I've got some things to knock out. I'm headed out to California. Those of you that are listening and that have followed me, most of you know that I'm headed out to California on Wednesday to meet my family that I hadn't seen in 33 years.
Hey, there you
go. So, a dad that, for one reason or another, we got separated, and it's been 33 years, and all of a sudden 2 weeks ago they pop up. So, I'm headed out for that. Rich, I want to thank you so much for being here. Tell me how to get a hold of you. If I'm the business owner, if I'm the person with the tour bus, the person with the Lambo, the person with a Toyota Corolla that I want something done with, how would I reach out to you guys?
Man, you can check us out at the wraplabnashville.com. You can check us out. We got a huge Instagram following. Surprisingly, it's almost 20,000 followers. I have no clue how that happened. But you can check us out. It's just at the Wrap Lab on Instagram.
Okay.
And, you can always follow and reach out to me, too, on Instagram. I'm at Rich Novia.
Okay.
Just those two are the biggest ones.
You got a
for us
shop
right
phone
now.
number?
Yeah.
What if
we
I
do.
don't have social media and I just need to pick up the phone? If I'm if I'm Joe Dirt, the 60-year-old CPA, and I just need to pick up the phone, how do I call you?
I don't know if we qualify you as a client at that point, right? I get it, man. I would just, honestly, 99% of our stuff is through that way.
Yeah.
I really don't. Our phones and stuff, they go right to my cell phone.
Yep.
You can call me on my cell phone if you want. My cell phone number is 615-499-9625, and you're going to get me on the phone. That's it, you know?
That's crazy, dude. I know realtors that make money doing this that you can't get on the phone. Like, I've had that discussion. I've got a commercial property I'm looking at out in Spring Hill, and the realtor that's actually helping me execute it, she's been great. The initial realtor that I found for a property we're not going with, she took several weeks to get back to me. Her job is to sell homes and answer the phone.
You must be making money hand over fist.
She must be. Either
you
that
call
or her
me
husband
and you
is.
want me to do something, I'm answering the phone.
Right,
I'm
exactly,
hungry,
exactly. So, Rich, thank you so much for being on the show today. If you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out to Rich. I can attest to his work. Like I said, I've got both of my vehicles done. The back window of those are done. The blackout on the BMW, the little Tundra, which I'm not supposed to tell people he doesn't really like to do those anymore, but there was there was an educational thing that went into that, like, hey, do you realize it takes 5 hours to do just this? And I'm like, oh. But anyways, thanks so much, guys, for tuning in. We'll talk to you soon.